The No Fate channel, checking in. And today I'm going over how to build big arms. I'm gonna be giving you my 3 muscle building tips for growing big biceps. And I'm gonna be talking about whether arm blasters actually blast your arms. If this is your first time to the channel, give this video a like, hit that red subscribe button. On this Dad's Home Gym series, I typically just review a piece of home gym equipment on every episode, but I had a subscriber reach out to me and said, hey, can you review the arm blaster? Does it work? Does it actually hit your arms? Or is it smoke and mirrors? Is it another shake weight type of thing? And I thought that would be a fun video, but why not correlate that into how to actually grow your arms? So if you are interested in growing your arms, if you want to see more videos like today's video, comment below and I'll make them for you. But let's get into it. Tip number 1 on how to grow your arms in your gym, whether you're at your local gym, whether you're at your home gym, whether you're at a garage, a school gym, it doesn't matter. You want to get your arms bigger. The number 1 tip is to train your arms and not your ego. Egos are a difficult thing to overcome, especially in a gym environment. You got to check that ego at the door. Just because you can go heavier and just because you can complete the exercise doesn't mean you're working the muscle, and it doesn't mean you're doing it right. Especially when it comes to biceps, that's the one that people cheat the most at because they want to get those big arms and they think just tacking on more weight will do the trick. And unfortunately, you've probably seen it. People in the mirror will do this rocking motion where they're just working their shoulders and their back and a little bit of their hips, but they're not actually working their bicep. So let's talk about how an arm blaster actually takes the ego out of it. An arm blaster is essentially an ego check. It creates a preacher bench right on your own body, taking away the ability to cheat. When you're lifting heavy weight, what happens is you want to lift that weight, your mind takes over and tries to arc your body to give you a mechanical advantage on the weight. So it makes the weight easier, but it doesn't put any extra work on your bicep. So you lock it in underneath your chest. My nipple is right here, just underneath your chest. It's going to sit and your arms are locked in. So there's no way you can pull those arms back. And it essentially turns every exercise into an isolated preacher exercise when you utilize this. And that puts all of the strain on your muscle and none of the strain on your ego. Now there are a few exercises you can do with this arm blaster. Curls, whether it's a straight bar, an easy bar, dumbbells, you can do hammer curls on it. You can also use this on the tricep push down machine because you tend to cheat on the tricep push down machine as well. But it does help lock your elbows in, preventing that cheating motion. Overall, there's a number of different companies that put these out. 90% of them are all made in the same factory, so I'm not going to recommend one versus the other. I'll put a link in the description to a few that I think are at least above average, but the majority of them are all the same in terms of function and in terms of form. I'm a big fan of this arm blaster, and what it does too is because it makes the exercise harder, you don't have to use as much weight. So you're getting the same results or better results with less weight, and it checks that ego and allows you to work the muscle, which is what it's all about if you want to grow those arms. And now that we talked about how to check your ego at the door when it comes to training arms, let's talk about frequency. How often should you be training arms? And the answer is as often as you can, but there is a catch, right? We often like to say every day is arm day. If you train arms too much, you're going to quickly realize that your arms are not going to be recovered by the next time you train, and it's going to have a negative effect both on your weight, on your training intensity, and just on your well-being. I have found that twice a week is an optimum for me with regards to arm growth. It allows me to hit arms heavy, hard, with high intensity, but still come back that next time in the week and still have that freshness in my arms ready to go, ready to drive that weight. We can't talk about how often you should be training arms without actually discussing how many sets you should be doing. I know you saw your favorite bodybuilder. He does 30 sets for biceps alone. Listen, you gotta realize that there is a law of diminishing returns, and doing too many sets is only gonna set you back. Overtraining, unfortunately, is a real thing, and you really only wanna work out so much that you can break down the muscle in order to allow it to grow. Going past that point is only gonna give you worse results, because then your body has to kind of fight to grow back more before the next training session. I have found, for me, everyone is different, so I would argue you should probably figure out which is best for you. For me, 10 to 12 sets on biceps, and these are hard working, high intensity sets, is my threshold. If I do more than 12 sets for biceps, I find that the next time I come back for, say, biceps, they're still sore. I can feel it. The weight is super heavy. It doesn't move as quickly, and it's an issue. The third and final tip on how to grow those arms, before I give you that funny college story, has to do with rep range. First and foremost, too high of reps, no good. You end up doing a cardio workout and not an arm workout, and you're gonna put a lot of strain on your joints, and you don't want that. Unfortunately, what many people think is load up the bar and do heavy weight, and that leads to low reps. That's also a no-go. I do believe in progressive overload. I think it's a great methodology for growing your muscle and getting stronger. You don't want to go super heavy and get those like low reps. You end up cheating. You end up having bad form. You end up not really working the muscle. You end up working a lot of the other muscles in your body and not the actual arm muscles that you're trying to target. Now, I have found personally with me, the rep range between 5 and 10 is ideal. It allows me to still hit that muscle, still go heavy, still get a ton of strain, but not have such a heavy weight that I've got to throw my whole body into the exercise. And I don't necessarily have such a high risk of hitting Snap City as I would if I was just targeting, say, like 1 or 2 reps on an exercise. That at least works for me, and I think it happens to be the sweet spot. And much of life is all about finding that sweet spot. So I promised you a funny college story, and here it is. There was a kid in college when I went to UMass Amherst, the Zoo Mass. He had great arms, but he had a horrible physique. He never lifted. So you would ask, why did he have such great arms? And the truth is, he had a barbell that he brought with him. And he only owned that 50-pound barbell. It was an old school 50-pound barbell. And every day, he would just pick it up and do like, I think like 12 or 15 reps, but he would do it like 4 or 5 times a day. It's like greasing the groove. He would do that every day. That's the only thing he worked out. It's the only thing he ever did every day. And his arms were great. The rest of him was an absolute train wreck. But this dude had big arms because of that training frequency. He just got so used to hitting those reps every day that it just resulted in good-looking arms. I always look back at that to point to the fact that you should train with higher frequency, but I don't think you should train arms every day. Keep that in mind, and hopefully these 3 tips for growing those arms was helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, drop it in the comments below and I will oblige. Simple as that. If you came this far in the video, you're an absolute legend. Give this video a like, hit that red subscribe button, and of course use my Amazon affiliate link. You click on the link, you buy whatever you want to buy at Amazon. They give me a couple pennies. It helps me pay for the lights. As usual though, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.
This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful